So contemplation on the certainty of death. Is death certain?
Yes.
How do we know that it's certain? Thank you. How do we know that it's certain? You say yes, but how come you don't? How do you know the death is certain? It's real. It's gonna come.
We can't live forever.
Huh?
Because they've never seen anyone who lived forever.
Yeah.
Very good. Because yes. Has anyone actually lived endlessly?
No.
Yeah. Or you would say, I see it all the time. People die.
Yeah.
People die. So, as long as we are samsaric beings, okay, in any of the three worlds, okay, there is no freedom from death and no escape. This is serious. We need to contemplate on this. Have you ever thought of that? Or again, you think you are so permanent that we just, it comes when it comes. Really? It says here, nor in the sky, there is no freedom from death, nor in the sky, nor in the midst of the sea, nor yet in the clefts of the mountains. Nowhere in the world is there any place where, having entered, one will not be ever overcome by death. As a result of previous karma, you have obtained this human life. So yes, being born as a human is because of our previous karma. So, I'd like to quote what Milarepa said, our body is like an old house with a leaking roof which gradually deteriorates under years of rains, months, and drops of days and hours. Although this body is not a strong edifice, you must use it for the achievement of enlightenment. And that is the purpose of human birth, human life. And if you ask yourself, why was I born? What is the purpose of this life? What is the purpose of my life? Have you ever asked that? What's the purpose of your life? Why am I here? Because this is the most difficult question somebody actually asked themselves. It's like, why was I born? And then you ask your mom. And your mom, I don't think she actually knows the answer as well. And most of you here are mothers. Has your child actually ever asked you that? Or you're actually afraid they're gonna ask you that because you have no idea. Why are we here, darling? Like, I have no clue. And why are we gonna die? Right? Yeah. So you ask a science teacher that. Is anybody a science teacher here? Or at least pretend like a science teacher. Any biologist? Because this is really, really profound. I don't think I have ever come across any textbook in medicine that say, why are there human beings? And then we all are theory, right? Really, the truth is, nobody can say, we have no idea. There's always an answer. We know where, jellyfish started, where they came from. We know where fossils are, we know where, but then when you ask about us, it's like, what about us? And then we were born, and then we're gonna die. Right? So we need to contemplate this seriously. That death, when it comes, it will not choose how age, what's your height, what's your weight, whether you have money or no money. No excuse. Death will come. So then Milarepa says, you must use it for the achievement of awakening. So is that, however, I'd like to ask, do you think that's the purpose of your life? Or our purpose is like, oh well, I want to be a very successful mom for my children. I'd like to be the best granddad on earth. And they're quite valid. Yeah. But that's quite impermanent. Very impermanent answer. Because you're gonna, all great granddads and dads already died. So, calculate our age, for example. Well, let's use Ephraim's age. Because he's quite brave. How old are you? 70. Wow! 70. And how many years you think you will live?
Not many years. Depend on
Yeah.
of years.
Well, no, I mean just, an estimate of, an average. So Ephraim is 70. Let's add about 20 more years.
Unlikely.
No, but I like long life, right? Okay, so let's say 20 more years, right? This is very important. So calculate your age and the age of, let's say 90. Because when you're 90 years old, do you think you'll ever come here up and down the stairs and practice the Dharma? Okay, this is quite serious. Yeah?
Retirement.
Huh? See, you already know the answer, right? So, if you're 70 right now and we're thinking, well, I think I'm still, vibrant at 90, well, good on you, that's wonderful. 90, our maximum, no? So therefore you only have 20 years, right? 20 years. 20 years ago, where were you? When you were 50.
Yes.
What Dharma practice have you done, when you were 50 up to now? I'm just...
No.
It's so beautiful. He says none. Okay. This is quite reflective, yeah? 20 years, no? None. Zero Dharma activity until now. Well, Ephraim, you have 20 more years to go. Let's say about 10, you have 10 years to really grill on Buddha Dharma, to make sure the mind is tamed enough and conscious enough to pass on to your next rebirth. You have only 10 years, maximum. Goodness, you think we have enough time to practice? This is serious. You should not sleep anymore.
Cancel your holiday, please.
You're laughing, but it is like that.
Yes.
So, calculate your age. You think you will be able to complete the understanding of karma, and you only have technically have 10 years to accumulate merit. You should not sleep anymore. Because look, 20 years has passed. No Buddha Dharma activity. You may have collected some merits, but you have no clue. You know, you may have also burned those merits because sometimes you're upset. You're angry, real angry. Destroyed and burned them again, right? Because of ignorance, you have no credit at all. This is a calculation of how much are you going to put on this lifetime to accumulate merit. Why do we need to accumulate merit?
You accumulate that so that in future, if you need those
Credits.
to help you the credits.
You have credit. Absolutely. Yes. So this is quite serious. Yeah? So imagine. However, it depends on the quality of your practice. You can be enlightened. You can accumulate great virtue and merit. Okay? It will lead you to the next life to be a human being again and continue the Buddha Dharma until enlightened and until you are enlightened. That is how it works. But because the impermanence of death, we don't know when we're gonna die. We don't know when Ephraim's gonna say bye-bye. We don't know. So then, no holiday. You should.
No holiday.
This sounds depressing already. Right? No. However, this is the reason why you need to know what to do. That even when you are in holiday mood, you are accumulating merit. How?
By practicing.
What are you practicing?
Good practice.
What is good practice?
Be kind.
What is be kind?
Not enough.
Compassionate.
What be compassionate?
Don't eat too much sweet things.
There's somebody says, do not eat too much chocolate. That is actually very good. That is what we call conditioning. But that is not accumulating merit. Accumulating merit, the most profound, okay, and this is the trick, okay, it's not really the trick, it is actually the truth. Because they call it trick or truth, right? This is the truth, is maintaining perfect discipline out from your vow. Now everyone here has taken vows, right? You have the 5 precepts, right? This is very important because if you don't know this, because you need to know how amazing and how profound and really fortunate we are to have taken the vow. And you need to take your vow seriously because it is one of the best, accumulate merits is through that by your really knowing it, by meaning you're conscious about it, okay? What are your 5 precepts?
No killing.
No
Very
killing.
important.
No lying. Lying.
no lying,
No cheating.
No stealing,
No gambling.
no stealing,
no alcohol and drugs.
No, number 4 is intoxication.
no sexual misconduct. Okay, what is sexual misconduct? We're gonna have to clear this because you know what? You are not accumulating merit if you are doing something funny on this vow. Huh? Extracurricular affair.
With the chocolate.
With another human. No. Well, if it's only like, you know, like a robot, then it doesn't work. It's okay. It's okay. All right? If it's just a poster, it's okay. If it's just an imagination, it's also okay. Now remember,
Imagination.
and hang on. This is wonderful. This kind of like make you all awake now, right? Because this is one accumulation of merit. We need to understand why. Because we have taken the vow, okay, you are really accumulating merit. And you need to guard this. You need to really protect your vows. Okay? Now, going back to all these 5 vows, which is killing, stealing, lying, sexual misconduct, and intoxication. Okay, I'm sorry, to avoid alcohol. All right, or any substances that alters the mind. 5, right? All of these 5, it has to be only against what? You can only count on this towards beings, towards human, towards a person. It cannot be, anyone. Like it could be like, although the killing, of course, if I'm talking about human, it is more big. It's huge. If you kill someone, it is huge. Yeah. So avoid killing. And so, when we also kill animals, depending on their size, now, this is important. Size matters. Okay, whatever that mine is, you need to drop it now. That ends on the floor. Okay?
The snake in the bathroom.
Mosquito.
Okay, so let's talk about this because you see, if you go hunting, so basically it has to be the largest problem or big defilement is for human beings, okay? So in killing, you have to watch, it has to be any sentient beings, but according to size. So for example, you hurt a cow versus a goat. Okay? So if you hurt the goat, yes, you still have killed some, being, but it's lesser than killing a cow because the cow is larger. Or if you've killed an elephant.
Not easy.
Why? Why this big being is more profound, like really the defilement is heavier. It's a heavy downfall. Why?
Size counts.
Because it's heavier? Well, yeah. Because, okay, you're gonna have to think, you have to think this, okay? Because
Harder to kill.
Helen, we really need some purification. Okay, because
More things living, the gestation, big animal.
this is wonderful. It's great, okay? Because they have more cells. The flesh it becomes more painful for them. Okay, it is more painful. Yeah.
So
All right.
there's a lot of living organism in a bigger body, isn't it?
Yes,
There's a bigger
yes,
body
but
with
that's-
a lot of living things.
Yeah, but when we come to organism, it's a sentient being, okay? If actually you can see it with the bare eyes, okay? But those organisms you need a microscope to look into. Sometimes those are no longer, sometimes subject to, as a sentient being.
There are still sentient beings.
Well,
They are living.
They are living, they are living, but what I'm saying is like compare, all right, to humans, okay, who has consciousness. Now, an organism does not have a consciousness, okay, because they lack a certain CNS, which is a certain central nervous system. So anything that has a central nervous system, that I would equate it as a sentient being. All right? Okay, so this is still under debate on science and things. However, again, to the point of the Buddhist view is you do not harm. Period. It doesn't matter. Okay? But according to the size of an elephant and a cow, if you harm an elephant, it is really big. It's a big downfall. All right? But human being is it's huge because what? It is difficult to attain human life. It's not easy to attain. It's rare. Okay? So when it comes to sexual misconduct, it has to be another being, another human especially. If it's a dog or something, it doesn't count. Okay? And lying, if you're lying to your pet, it doesn't count. Okay? It has to be human. If you're lying to your wall, it doesn't count. The object, the subject and object. Okay? The object is what? And the subject is what? Alright? We need to relate that. It has to be only human. A person. Alright?
What about white lies?
Huh? White lies? It is still a lie. But again, we will get into all these little bitty things later because it looks like we need some refresher, right?
What if you want to vent your anger? Can you hit the wall?
Well, you hit the wall, then who will get hurt? The wall will never get hurt. The wall doesn't even know you punched it.
So at least you vent your anger, you're not venting on somebody.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yes. You can vent on the wall. Yes.
Is homosexuality sexual misconduct?
Well, ask yourself that. This is really, 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 really profound because it is happening. Okay, this is reality. This is what? So what is it? Seriously.
It's just between two human beings, and they're not hurting each other. So,
And I think it's also debatable
Yeah.
because they didn't hurt anybody.
It's
So
very debatable.
See?
two individuals, unfortunately, I say of the same sex, but they didn't hurt anybody except their parents, maybe.
But who says they're hurting? Again, they don't really wish the others to be hurt. It is who they are. It is what it is. So as a Buddhist practitioner and in meditation, remember, whatever exists, it is what it is. You do not see it as. It is. Is it harming you?
No.
In what way? Are you feeding them?
No.
Are they asking you to, are you supplying food and supplying allowance to those homosexuals? Are you paying their taxes? So then what's the problem? It is the view is the problem. Again, wrong view. Because we think that our structure has to be only this, it has to be this. Who says being fat is bad? And who says being thin is beautiful? This is again, yeah? This is exploration of our view, you know? How do you see things? Is it right, wrong, haha? And then we judge. And then what happened? We create non-virtue through our mind. We're hating because they're different. They're not like us, so we'll kill them. See? At the end, you harm because of that view. Good question. His Holiness actually, the Dalai Lama answered that. It was quite shocking for a lot, but he used his logic. And he says that those are two people. They're not me. If they're not hurting anyone, who can we not say they cannot love each other? And then for people who also are, you know, a man and a woman, pretending they love each other, but they actually hate each other. And is that a perfect relationship? If that's how we should follow? So again, it's very profound, it's very straightforward. Yeah? I like questions like that, because then we think. We think. This is very good. All right, so those 5 precepts, right? Why is it important you accumulate? Okay, we're talking about airframes only have 10 years. Okay? In theory, yeah, we will look at this. You have 10 years. If you look and read your vow every day and you say, will not kill today, I will not lie today, which I actually, if you write this all down and you read it in the morning when you wake up, okay, your vow becomes more powerful. That if you do not kill, even when you are asleep, you are not killing, you are accumulating tremendous merit. This is the difference between someone who has not taken a vow not to kill versus someone who has taken the vow. You see? What's the difference?
Protection. Dedication.
Everything ends with Sean. Yeah, this is a difference between, you know, the one who has taken the vow and the one that not taken the vow, okay? They both what? Are not killing, right? Let's say both of these people are not killing. There is one big difference.
The one who has taken will be accumulating the merits.
Even when he is actually sleeping, he is accumulating that merit because he promised, he said to the Buddha, he promised, I will not kill. I will not kill. I will not kill. That when you sincerely vow something and you do not, and you actually follow that, that is a profound. That's why vows are rather very, very hefty.